It is 10 o'clock. Welcome in. It's three-man front on Landrum, Conrad, Molly with you until 2 o'clock. Thanks for tuning us in on a very typical summer day in Birmingham, Alabama. Looks like it's going to rain at any moment. Humidity of 1,000%. But hey, we got football in 9 days. 9 days.
9 days.
No more double digits. 9 days away from kickoff.
Does it continue to surprise you that we get to this time of year and people that you deal with away from work, how it just kind of hits them in the face that football season's here?
You know, with school getting back in session and families trying to get back in the fall routine and all that kind of good stuff, I think everyone is ready for it. I think everyone has it on their calendar. They're ready to go, especially with Labor Day weekend right around the corner.
Well, it was an instance that I had, and with a couple of different people this week. They're football fans, but maybe just not as dialed in because this is what we do, and we put it under a microscope, let's be honest, 365 days a year on this show and this station. But people who just, and I understand, you got kids that are going back to school. You got a lot going on. Your schedule is changing, but they go, oh, wow. College football starts in 9 days?
It's really going to hit home for me and Molly tomorrow night because we have a jamboree that we are going to be a part of. And so
will you guys be wearing your game uniforms or will you be wearing practice uniforms?
I'll be wearing game uniforms.
Well, you have so many different changes
Molly
of husky
will be
fast.
Dressed professional. She always does.
I'll have my pads on.
I didn't know if you had preseason.
Wow, she's going.
Very nice.
How about that?
Uh-huh.
She's going full pad store now.
Yep. Shoulder pads I've seen for women, but I guess you could go full pads. You go helmet. I think you go helmet.
I've got the whole situation going.
I think you go helmet and you get earpiece where you have Coach Com in your ear, and that's Pat in your ear.
Yeah, so it really will head home tomorrow night because we'll be out there and
you guys were just in Tupelo.
It seems like it, doesn't it, Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was hot that day.
Oh, it was so disgusting.
Molly got to hang out on a field. What was it? Was it corn husks?
Yeah, it was the Smurf turf.
Yeah, the Smurf turf in Tupelo.
Mm-hmm.
And they had grounded up corn husks. Hewitt got new turf this year, and I think it's coconut. That's what has been put on its field.
Where did that come from?
I'm not sure.
I'm guessing the corn came from the United States.
Because, everybody's
supporting
getting rid
U.S. farms.
They're getting rid of all the rubber pellets, and they're putting other things. I know Oak Mountain a couple years ago in Chelsea, they put down, I think, wood chips instead of the
rubber tire pellets are bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're bad for bare feet.
And not to mention the fact that I think, obviously, temperature is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So all this other stuff that they grind into the AstroTurf is supposed to cut down on the actual heat of the field.
And there's some schools that are out there that don't have the artificial turf.
Yeah, they still go old school.
Yeah, they got that coach that takes pride in it.
We used to love going to play at Oak Mountain because, and Hoover, the Hoover mat still has grass, obviously, but it was always fun. They took really good care. Had a crown on it, in the center of the field. Oak Mountain and Hoover, the only two in the region that still had grass. And Oak Mountain went to turf a couple years ago, so Hoover's now the last one.
We had one of the most beautiful fields at Waldrop Stadium in Homewood.
Oh, it was good.
Coach Harmon, and he listens to this show, but man, that was his baby, was taking care of that field 12 months out of the year.
When Dylan played middle school football, Hewitt went over there and played a good bit, and it was very nice.
Remember, that's one of the worst things that happened. John Carroll kids decided that they would play a little prank. It was before a playoff game.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
What did they put on?
I say that
salt,
my brother went there.
Or was it gas?
I can't remember. It was one.
They did some damage.
Yeah. I'm not going to compare it to the Tumors Oaks, but it was
significant. I remember it.
It was significant. It did give us bulletin board material and a lot of inspiration to go and kick their butt.
Well, how many of you tuned in last night for the New Heights podcast? Molly, were you able to consume it?
Yes, I was.
The whole thing until it cut off?
Yeah, until it cut off.
Did it ever come back?
I don't know. I think it did last night, but it was like only a couple minutes, so I just watched it this morning.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing after it went dark? Like when they came back, there wasn't any kind of breaking?
No, just more questions about her personal life. And I think Jason asked her, what was your welcome to the NFL moment? What was your welcome to, I guess, whatever, I guess he called it, like stardom moment? Like your made it moment, basically, as an artist.
She got super emo when she was talking about her mom.
She did. It was cute.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Letting her know that she owned her own music again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that she would be worth $1.6 billion.
I would probably be emotional too.
I'd be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I would hit the floor.
I thought it was very well done. I thought it was good. I'm like probably in the majority of our audience. There are some songs of her I like.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's an incredibly talented entertainer and artist.
100%.
And so you give her major kudos, and you could tell in that interview, because I've read articles about her. I've seen 60-minute pieces on her, because she is extremely smart when it comes to the business side of things. And if you did not know that and you watched it last night, you could tell about her trying to get back her music rights and things of that nature. She very early on in her career, instead of renting out tractor trailers for her tours or stages or sound equipment, all this kind of stuff, she said, I'm going to own it all. Mm-hmm. And so she made the investment very early on. So she doesn't pay anybody anything.
She bought back into the business.
Yeah. So everything that is done on these tours, and I'm sure they subcontract some things, but the majority of the expense is part of her company. And so I believe her last tour is probably the most profitable, maybe in the history of music of all time, of what she did. So just major kudos to her as a businesswoman, business person. She is just outstanding.
And prior to this one, maybe where she failed in other areas, relationships haven't always been easy, but are they really easy for any of us?
Well, I think especially with someone that is so driven in their career, yeah. I would think that would be problematic to try to have that type of relationship. But I don't know, I was impressed. And like I said, I've seen her do interviews before, and seeing her with Kelsey, I didn't feel like that was fake in regards to them holding hands and being very lovey-dovey, that kind of thing. So.
No, I genuinely think, I don't know if they had said that they love each other, but genuinely think that we are not being fooled here.
As someone that's been a Taylor fan for a very long time, this is by far the most open that she's been maybe ever. Like with her relationship, with her life. I mean, I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe this is the most we've heard her talk in the last 6 years. I think this is the most we've heard her talk probably ever.
I can tell that they're genuinely because she will let her guard down when she's around him. And you can see certain things, whether you call them goofy or quirky, that we do around our significant others that we generally don't let other people see. You can see that when she's around him.
Yeah. 1.3 million live viewers. That's live. That's not like 1.3 million going back and watching it later. That was 1.3 million tuned in at that particular time. And it held that way for a very long time until it was cut off. They had technical difficulties. But
I saw just a snippet. How long were you watching?
It was on the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some games on, and I also had it on another screen. And so I had the volume up on the interview. So as I was working on some stuff, I was able to listen to the interview, and I could glance over and watch.
What was more entertaining, the game that you were watching or that?
That. Well, first off, the Cardinals had already lost to Colorado. Gave up 2 runs in the ninth inning.
I didn't know what game you were
That was
watching.
earlier in the day, and so the Braves were on another TV, and then I had another game on another TV. So, but no, I thought it was well done. I thought she did a really nice job. I needless to say, I think the podcast numbers, not sure it's going to break any records, but that 1.3 million tuned in last night during the broadcast, that was very impressive, to say the least. So we'll see how much it's downloaded moving forward. So that was one of the big stories last night.
Good luck to those 2 young people.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to do great.
I think they're fine.
See, I was hoping Molly was going to tell me, after they came back after the sabbatical, that they announced that they were getting married or something.
No, none of that.
So what did you think of the album art?
I like it.
You liked it?
It's different for Taylor, but I like it.
Did your wife already pre-order?
Probably.
Oh. Did she watch it live, or was she just watching it on social media?
She watched some of it on her phone, and so I could hear her watching it in the background a little bit. I did not, but I did not watch a single second of it. So I saw the clip on Twitter of her I guess, trying to explain to her friends why it was a big deal that the Chiefs drafted Xavier Worthy a couple years ago, and that was the only clip that I saw of the interview. So I know a lot of people were interested in it, and that's great. I think she's very talented, just like y'all. I'd be honest, I really don't care about her personal life at all. So
I don't either, but I was intrigued just at the interaction between Kelsey and her.
just if it seemed genuine or
Not
or
really
not.
judging whether it was genuine or not, just the fact that outside of the small clips, you see them at a restaurant or doing this or doing that, just being able to see how they cohabitate together in that setting.
So
That's why I was watching.
Well, so here's my question. So was it or was it her and Travis Kelce most of the time? Like, was Jason Kelce
No,
kind
Jason
of
was
the
there
third wheel?
No, Jason was. Matter of fact,
He was
did
very
a great
involved
job
in
in
it.
the
Okay.
interview.
What
Yeah.
was he doing the whole time?
who Jason Kelce?
Yeah.
he was Barbara Walters.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was asking all the questions.
Oh, really? Okay.
He did a
Okay.
fantastic job.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I thought he did a very good job. And
I like Jason Kelce.
And Travis was basically there, and he would throw in his 2 cents. But you did not hear a lot from Travis Kelce. But no, Jason did a great job. He really did.
Oh, well, I wanted to be surprised. I didn't have time to sit down and watch it, but I knew that at least Molly was going to be tuned in. But no, that's good. I'm glad that a lot of people watch. So how many on the podcast itself?
Oh,
We're seeing-
simultaneously, it was 1.3 million.
Okay.
I have no idea. I've not seen any numbers this morning.
I think it's up to 10.
Because the
10
number
million?
the number that we were trying to get to potentially was 67 million.
Yeah, 67 is what Elon Musk and Joe Rogan had. So,
Okay. Cool.
and Molly just said it's up to 10 million. It's not even 24 hours old. So
I'll click on it. 10 million one.
there you go. Good deal. Tomorrow is going to be a big day as the University of Michigan is going to find out their fate with the Connor Stallions case. ESPN is reporting that they're going to find out sometime tomorrow. Of course, it's a Friday news dump, right? That's how these things work. The NCAA is going to come down and give their verdict in regards to Michigan being engaged in perhaps impermissible in-person scouting of opponents' signals. Possible penalties could include postseason bans, vacated wins, and other sanctions. This investigation by the NCAA largely focuses on the actions of Connor Stallions, the former low-level staffer who is accused of orchestrating the alleged scouting operation. Michigan has reportedly admitted to some of the violations, as we have talked about before on this show, but they are contesting the scope of the severity of the allegations, particularly those related to those famous words, failure to monitor. Just about a month or two ago, Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti, he argued against additional penalties. Remember, he sent that letter to the NCAA and said, hey, they've been punished enough. Don't do anything. Don't do anything else. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Michigan has proposed suspending current coach Sharon Moore for the 3rd and 4th game of the 2025 season for deleting a thread of text messages with Connor Stallions as the scandal broke. Moore was the team's offensive coordinator at the time. The NCAA was able to retrieve those text messages, and Moore was not charged with having any knowledge of Stallions' actions. I'm not a lawyer. I've watched a lot of legal shows. I've been involved in lawsuits before. The question that I would have is, if you're not guilty, why are you deleting text messages? It's just like if you're not guilty of stealing, why are you running away from the police? That's the thing that I don't understand in this case, nor will I. We will see what the NCAA does. What do you think? Will this be slap on the wrist, nothing to see, or will they bring the hammer down?
I hope it's the hammer.
Well, I hope it's the hammer too, but I think we all know
I don't
It's not
believe
gonna be
it's
the
going
hammer.
to be the hammer.
You know, like one of those toy hammers that when you hit it, it squeaks? Maybe one of those hammers.
Yeah. Even rubber mallet.
Yeah.
I just think about all of those coaches. Remember on the conference calls? Remember when the Big Ten had those coaches conference calls, and there were, the Purdue coach. I can't even think of his name now. The guy that was there for like 1-2 seasons and they fired him.
Yeah.
He like won one game. He was one of the guys that was outspoken about it. Greg Schiano. was outspoken about these allegations, things of that nature. Obviously, they felt it was serious enough where Jim Harbaugh was suspended. Heck, he's got a show cause now.
Ryan Walters,
thank you. He's got a show cause. Do we forget about that? Like after he wins a couple Super Bowl titles with the Chargers and he wants to come back and coach in college, he's got a show cause. We kind of forget about that. So we'll see if the NCAA has completely been neutered or if they got any teeth left.
You got one last flex in you. Come on, group.
I'm like you. Just come on.
Just do it.
For old time's sake.
Just do it. Yep.
Just hammer them postseason ban.
I was about to say postseason ban.
Take away their national championship, at least on paper.
Set them back a good 10 years, and we're going to be happy.
That way, technically, Nick Saban goes out a winner.
That's right.
They vacate the wins.
Yep, take it
and
away.
Nick Saban walks off the field at the Rose Bowl, technically a winner.
Because there's no question. If we get that matchup in the title game, right? I mean, you add another one to the number.
Well, we could do a split, right? Because Washington played, so Kalen DeBoer and Nick Saban both get a national championship.
One can claim the coach's national championship, and the other can claim the CFP.
That's right.
Dual parade in Tuscaloosa.
Yep.
Alabama won 2 championships in the same year.
Parade route. Yep.
Oh, they could do like a passing of the torch while they're doing the parade between
you have a
Nick and Kalen.
DeBoer's parade starts down here. Nick's down here. They meet in the middle. There's a passing of the torch. The scepter is handed off. The crown is put on Coach DeBoer's head.
I like it.
That'd be fun.
That sounds better than the reality.
I want you to dream
now.
about that tonight.
I will.
Yeah, I think the reality is going to be absolutely nothing. They've been punished enough, and let's move on.
In a statement from Ward Manuel saying, I'm glad that this is behind us.
Yes. But Sharon Moore will not be able to coach in the Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, in the Rutgers game.
In the Rutgers game. Oh, yeah. Good times. All right. Coming up on the show today, Rodney Orr, top of the hour. David Cutcliffe, the former Ole Miss head football coach, former head coach of the Duke Blue Devils. He is now an advisor for the Southeastern Conference. He is going to be in town as he's going to be one of those honored at the Nick Saban Legacy Award. Brian Haydad is going to join the show at noon, talk a little Mississippi State football. Dimitri Ravenos, typically on Friday, he joins the show. He's going to join us a day early as we'll be live at UAB tomorrow at the football complex. We'll be underneath the pavilion, the ball. So we will be there wall to wall coming up tomorrow.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get all the skinny, right? Busy show today. 3-man front here on, is it Thursday already? Wow, it is. Jox.
10:22 on Jox. Welcome back in. This is Three Man Front. Just tweeted out a video from my Three Man Front and Pat Smith's social media account. You can watch the video in which Baylor is debuting black uniforms and a gold chrome helmet against the Auburn Tide. They look good.
Yeah, I really like that helmet.
I'm not a big chrome helmet guy, but you know what? That's got a good look with the whole uniform.
No, that's got a good one.
That one works. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of black and gold uniforms.
That's why you like Vanderbilt so much.
I think it's really hard to screw that color combination up.
You would have loved my high school.
Yep.
Didn't win a lot, but we had good-looking uniforms.
Hey, it's better to look good than play good.
That's right.
That's what matters. That's what people remember. It's not the record. How did he look? Right?
Absolutely.
How did he look
today's
throwing
world,
4
yeah,
interceptions?
Well, the Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal, but don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Trane cooling system. They've been recognized as America's most trusted brand for 11 consecutive years, and they're the official cooling partner here at Jox. So go and find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com.
In regards to what's going on down on the plains of Auburn and in Tuscaloosa today, Auburn and Alabama both are on the practice field as we speak. Hugh Freeze, he will speak with the media coming up around noon. We will try to bring you some of those comments from the Auburn head football coach because we have not heard much from him this week. It'll be interesting to hear him answer questions about last week's Friday scrimmage, and they will scrimmage again tomorrow morning. So we'll get Hugh Freeze, his thoughts on last week's and a preview of what to expect tomorrow.
Will he be answering the first question, or would that be Derek Nix and then Hugh Freeze second? And then
I see
Kent
what you
Austin
did there. That's
third?
pretty good.
Did they keep that rotation going?
How about Lane Kiffin? Didn't take him long on social media yesterday afternoon. He was quote tweeting from an individual that had tweeted the following. If I'm following at Auburn, Derek Nix calls plays on first down. Hugh Freeze calls plays on second down. Kent Austin calls plays on third down. So Lane Kiffin quote tweeted that. And then Kiffin responded and says, so does a fourth coach call fourth downs, double question mark, thinking emoji, at Auburn football? He loves to poke that bear. Loves to take shots at Auburn.
Is that more of a Hugh Freeze because of Hugh Freeze, or is it because that Lane
probably
almost took
Nix
the Auburn job?
I think it was probably because Nix left. Because
I was
if you
about to
remember,
say, it's a combination of a lot of things.
yeah,
really.
because he was not happy
He was doing it, yeah.
when Nix left. Because I think he at one time had come out and said Nix wasn't going anywhere.
Well, and wasn't part of the deal as well that if in order for Auburn to hire him, he had to be the play caller, because if he wasn't the play caller, then he
Something
wasn't
in his contract.
Yeah, it was something contractual where he wasn't going to be able to leave. But yeah, I mean, Lane, he likes to have fun on social media, and I mean, I guess part of it too for him is he's like, well, we're having success on the field and they're not, so kick them while they're down a little bit.
Yeah,
that's Lane Kiffin.
Well, it's interesting because now you're going to start seeing things tighten up in regards to access, because as we're getting a little bit closer to the start of the football season. Why I bring this up is because you've got Hugh Freeze availability today. There is no other media availability for players or coaches over the next 3 days. Now, something might change, but I'm looking at the Auburn media schedule, and there is nothing. So it'll have to be the first part of the week before you hear anything officially from the coaches of what's going on. Meanwhile, at Alabama, almost the same thing. They will have practice today. They will have practice tomorrow. They will scrimmage Saturday, and then DeBoer will meet with the media at 11:35. But there's no media availability coming up today or tomorrow for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So as we're getting closer to game time, things are going to probably be tightened up a little bit in regards to what people are going to be able to see and hear on the Bill Clark podcast that you can hear tonight at 6 o'clock. We spent a good bit of time yesterday. We taped that late on Wednesday afternoons. And we spent a good bit of time talking about from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2, what to expect, what does it mean, the signs that you need to be looking for in regards to terminologies from coaches and what coaches are trying to do with the depth chart. So tune in tonight at 6 o'clock to the Bill Clark Show. Just an absolutely great behind-the-scenes look at what these coaches are looking for, especially from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2. It's almost like during the game year. They say the biggest improvement's always what? From week 1 to week 2.
Yeah.
So... and the hay will be in the barn after the second scrimmage. So at that point in time, you're not going to have taking guys to the ground a lot. because you don't want to risk injury. The depth charts are going to be set. Then the next time you're going to get together, you're probably in your scrimmage, you're going to be running whatever you're going to potentially run in that first game. Kind of a dress rehearsal, so to speak.
Yeah. In some programs that they'll put the coaches where they're going to be, it would be game day like conditions. Coaches in the press box, set up, all of that.
Yes. And speaking of that, I do know that in Auburn's final scrimmage, I think, which is August the 22nd, they are going to scrimmage at the exact time that they're going to play Baylor. So what they're going to do is they are absolutely going to start the morning. They're going to go through their whole game day routine. They're going to eat together. They'll do their walkthroughs. They'll do all of that and then get to the stadium, work a dress rehearsal of the way it's going to be in Waco.
I like it.
Yeah. So get ready for that on August the 22nd. So much to get into. We'd love to hear from you. So if you would like to get a call in, a text message, we welcome that. 1-800-239-WJOX, 205-834-9450 on the Courtesy GMC text line. Ten 10:32. Welcome back. It's Jox, three-man front. Thursday reminder, we'll be at UAB football tomorrow. Last week, we were at Samford University. Tomorrow, we'll be on the south side as we'll take a look at the UAB Blazers as Trent Dilfer's Blazers get ready for a Thursday night game coming up at Protective Stadium to kick the season off. So it should be a lot of fun.
Blazing heat. It's going to continue. What does that mean? That means there's pesky insects, stinging insects, the biting kind that are a nuisance. Hopefully not inside your home, but especially when you're outside, you're entertaining family and friends, enjoying some of that time before it gets cold outside. Well, our friends at Stark Exterminators want to remind you, they've been family-owned for over 61 years. They take care of the Roberts home and so many others around the metro area and the southeast. And what Stark can do for you, you call today for the free home or business pest inspection simply by calling 855-STARK now or going to starkexterminators.com. When you do so, one of their professional team members is going to come out to your home, your place of business, inspect it thoroughly inside and out, address any current issues, tailor-make a program for you to take care of those current issues, but look for any issues that could come up down the road. So enjoy these last few months of the warm weather, the time outside. Stark Exterminators, 855-STARK now. Go to starkexterminators.com. When you do so, always tell them that Landrum from Jox sent you.
You know, last year in college football, one of the biggest wins, biggest upsets in recent history was Northern Illinois going to South Bend, Indiana, and upending the Fighting Irish. Who would have thought in the old days, if you were to lose a game like that to a MAC opponent, the likelihood of you getting to the position of playing for a national championship, that just would not have happened. But it did. As Notre Dame, they rallied the troops, and from that game on, they turned the whole season around. But Thomas Hammock, who is the head football coach of Northern Illinois, just an emotional guy. He played at NIU, coaching now the head guy at NIU. The Huskies pulled the upset of the century. I want to take you back last year in September. This is Hammock after the big win against the Irish.
I'm so proud of our kids, the coaches, just everybody. They believed. They believed. And we came here and got it done. I told them all week, we don't need luck. We just got to be our best. And they was their best today, and we was able to get it done.
Why did you all believe?
We got a veteran team, a bunch of guys that have been through a lot of different things, and they work together. Like we still are in college football. I know it's a whole bunch of other things with the transfer portal and NIL. We still have a family, and they believe in that family in doing things the right way. And I couldn't be more proud of them.
All right, so that was 11 months ago. An emotional Thomas Hammock, the head football coach of Northern Illinois, after they got through knocking off the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. This week, he was asked, 11 months after what you heard him just say, and you heard him, he stopped short. He was about to say something probably he was going to regret in regards to taking a shot at the transfer portal in NIL and the way college football has now, gone into. All right, this is Thomas Hammock when he was asked about his current feelings on the transfer portal.
To be honest with you, I love the challenge. It don't bother me one bit because you know what? In life, you're going to make decisions, right? Sometimes it's going to work in your favor and sometimes it's not. I told our team the other day, we lost all these guys. Let's see who plays. So it's all good when people put it on Twitter, hey, all glory to God, I'm going in the transfer portal. Let's see if they play. How many of those guys going to play or travel or get snaps? I was going to tweet something the other day, a picture of me, and say, you know what? I enjoyed my college experience. I didn't get one dime, but the lessons I learned was more valuable than any money you can ever pay me. And I appreciate that because that is long term. People are losing the fact that this is short term. I coached in the National Football League for 5 years. 5 years, right? Don't lose focus of what the long term. Get your degree, learn valuable lessons that's going to help you in the long term of your life. That's the whole purpose. This is a transition from being a kid to a grown-up. And I hope people don't lose focus of that. Everybody's talking about everything else besides what is the most important thing for going to college. Because if you're going to college to go get a couple dollars, you might as well go get a job. This is too hard to go get a couple dollars. Learn the lessons that you need to learn to be successful in life for the next 40 to 50 years of your life. I would do it again for free, because of the things I learned. That's why I'm standing here today, because of what I learned in college, not because of how much somebody gave me. That's what I would tell people.
How about that?
Would you let your two boys go and play for him? Would you let him?
You better believe it.
Would you trust him with your two kids? I would.
You better believe it.
And some people can nitpick, but you can tell where he was coming from. I appreciate the statement wholeheartedly. Now, there's some guys that I would advise, go to college and get more than a couple of dollars because they're getting more of a couple of dollars. But for the most part, he's right. I mean, some of these kids they're chasing what seems like, and in a lot of cases, the most money they've ever seen or had access to. But, yeah.
It's always good to be reminded of those things because, being be honest, there's a lot of stories from, and I'm sure we'll get them in college, of people that maybe don't end up panning out in the NFL or don't get that opportunity, but they made a lot of money in college and thought they, were going to start off their life so well, and then they lose it. And I mean, there's a great 30 for 30 they did on NFL players and the history of NFL players that go and get this generational wealth. And it's because they have never seen that much money before, and then they don't know how to handle it. And then they end up in the same situation they started in. They're just 30 years down the road. They don't have a college degree, and they're kind of at ground zero at 50 years old.
For guys like Cam Ward, I appreciate the transfer portal. Cam Ward, incarnate word. Then he goes to Washington State, then Miami, and then he becomes the top pick in the NFL draft. Yes, but there's a lot of these guys, you look at them, they're now on their fifth school. I saw a great quote, and this was put out by it was a high school coach, and he said, quote, "I tell the players, I've got daughters. Are you going to let your daughters go out with someone who has been to 4 or 5 high schools and have bailed every time for more money or whatever? Nope, I wouldn't let those guys show up to see my daughter."
It's a great quote.
There are extenuating circumstances. That is not blanket for everyone and why they have moved multiple times. But some of these guys, that they could take that to heart.
I would say the majority of them.
Do you want to play with somebody who's been to 4 different stops? Could you trust that guy standing next to you, that side of the ball?
Great point.
Is he a me guy? Is he a team guy?
Well, you could tell the love he has for the university and what it meant to him in guiding him down the road that obviously he is going down now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a situation where, as you sit there and you hear words like that from an individual that's got so much equity in that program, and then what potentially could be, the transfer portal. Last year they had a veteran team. They were able to go in and beat the Fighting Irish. This year, I think his roster was probably pirated and pilfered a little bit more than what it was the year before, because a lot of those guys took the opportunity, if they had any eligibility left, to probably move along and play for someone else that had more of a NIL income than what they have in DeKalb, Illinois.
And how many of these at the MAC level, how many of these coaches just get frustrated because they can't develop culture? I think about it more so in mid-major basketball programs,
mm-hmm.
and having to continually refill that roster, reload, just when you think, we would get those tournament teams where you've got a second, a third-year guy that's played in the program, and they keep making the tournament, they keep winning their conference tournament, we keep seeing them in March, and that continuity, right? It's so rare now with those programs, especially in college basketball. How many of those coaches get frustrated and say, you know what, no, I'm not going to stay here? Whereas in the past, they'd say, I had opportunities to go other places, take more money. The lights were a lot brighter, but I chose to stay here. I think that's going to be the exception rather than the rule moving forward.
Yeah, there's no doubt. But just hearing those comments from Thomas Hammock, who is the head coach of NIU, and just those comments was really, it was great to hear, considering the fact.
Can we call it refreshing?
Yeah, because you don't hear it a lot.
No.
So, no, it's very good. Water does not need an invitation to come into your house. It can find its way into your crawl space, bringing along mold, mildew, pests, and wood rot, but APS has the solution. It's the APS crawl space encapsulation system. It seals out moisture, blocks pests, and it can even help reduce your energy bills. Call them today at APS 205-951-9017. Go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com, to learn even more about the APS crawl space encapsulation system. APS, protecting Alabama homes since 1977. Go to their website, alabamaprofessional.com.
In the United States, doing hard work, driving that semi. He will join us. The text line is open as well, 205-834-9450, Thursday edition of Three Man Front, and we are your home for Cox.
1045, the Jox text line is open, 205-834-9450. We'll go down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, coming up at 11 Neor. Also next hour, David Cutcliffe, former head coach at Ole Miss. He will join the program along with Rob Pate, former Auburn DB. So we've got a little time now to take your calls at 1-800-239-WJOX.
Lee, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. And I just want to say thank you for taking my call. And I'm calling because I just want to wish my twin sister listens. Happy birthday today.
What's her name?
Lisa.
Lisa,
happy birthday.
happy birthday, Lisa.
And happy birthday to you, Lee.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Gee, I wasn't expecting that, but no.
He did say twin, didn't he?
Yeah, he did say twins. Yeah, I caught
yes,
that.
I did. Yep.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Because I know thank you so much, but I know she listens to this show, and I told her I was going to embarrass her on national radio. She said, "Don't you dare call Jox." So I did.
Hey, it was great to see you. I know we told you that when we got a chance to see you, but you were coming through Birmingham on a Tuesday, and we enjoyed meeting you and getting to put a face to the voice, and appreciate everything that you do to help promote this program and call in with some great takes. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, that genuinely means a lot to us. We appreciate that.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, y'all are a very important part of every day during the week for me, because I love listening to y'all, and I love all the takes y'all have on college football especially. I mean, I'm a Gator fan, yeah, but that's okay. Most Gator fans are pretentious. Let's face it, they're jerks. I don't mean to. I should say tell them Gator's good, but other than that, no. But we know how it is, okay? I'd like to think that I'm the exception to the rule. But I love listening to all the takes y'all have and all the kudos y'all give and the props y'all give to every SEC team. Y'all are truly an SEC show, not just Auburn, not just Alabama, but y'all are truly for the SEC, and I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Lee. We try. We love SEC football, and granted, Alabama and Auburn's our main SEC focus, but it's a big conference, and it's a very good conference. It's a deep conference.
We're proud of our conference.
Yeah, despite what Rhett Lashley says, we think it's a very deep league. So that's why we talk about all
SEC.
schools. Yep.
Yep, SEC stands for Superior League Conference. Let's face it, nobody better ever forget that.
Great. We'll start using that.
So, all right. Well, thanks, guys, and thanks again. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, Lee. Be careful out
Lisa,
there.
happy birthday to both of you.
Absolutely. Now, it could have been a situation where they're twins, but maybe one was born at 11:59 and the other one was born at 12:01. So technically, they have different birth dates.
See, now I feel bad because I didn't catch that at all on the phones. I just said,
Be sharp, man. Gotta be
yeah,
ready.
I just
No,
said
that's Pat, because here's how Pat picked that up. He does that a lot during the Pat Ponders questions.
it's a good point.
And we're thinking about we're looking at the tree, not the forest.
Well, I'll be honest,
Let's see
he
the
called
big
in and said, I want to wish my twin sister a happy birthday. And my immediate thought was, oh, crap, please tell me we did not forget Molly's birthday. Because I thought it was going to be something like, oh, yeah, I'm going to call and wish Molly a happy birthday, and it's also his birthday. And I just didn't put two and two together. It was his actual
Molly's early September,
twin
right?
sister.
Yeah, good job, Landrum. Do
Yeah,
you know the
September
day?
3rd?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, because it's right after you started working here.
It is.
That's right.
Yep.
My birthday is always around Labor Day
Big
and the start of college football.
Big. You might be getting a cameo
Sweet.
From Scott Frost.
from Taylor
Oh.
Swift's high school friend,
Sweet. Abigail?
the one that she homeschooled with.
Oh.
I don't know. Did she homeschool? Okay, anyways. Squirrel.
This morning.
Okay.
Hey, Chris.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? I'm just gonna be like Conrad, the odd man out, and say, no offense, Molly, but I'm about to grab the toaster, plug it in, and run the water, and jump in and bring the Swifties with me, because at this point, the Taylor Swift love is rivaling Kardashian love, and they're not equal. It's just I'm on the verge of like the little clip from the Family Guy going when John Mann was on there saying, I don't care who she is. The very sight of her constantly is ruining the perfect good game of football. So it's not a knock against. I'm pretty sure she's a good person, but even what's her name? I think is even a bigger artist than her. Rihanna doesn't even get this much love. But hey, I digress. Also, what's annoying me also, we're really in the sports media apparatus. My New Orleans Saints just keep getting disrespected like we're just some kind of pushover team. I understand rebuilding, but to just say we're just like a little last in everyone's rankings is just disrespectful. And what have we done to really show that we really are that bad a team? We weren't the Titans. Yeah, shots to you, Damon, for taking shots at Tyler Shough, by the way.
How is Tyler doing? How did he do in his – because he got to quarterback a lot, did he not, against the Chargers over the weekend?
He had a pick six, but he also, as I expect for a rookie, but he also went right back to throw a touchdown and basically tipped it. And he's progressing, and it's starting to become a 2-quarterback race. It's more so the case of can the offensive line sustain good enough run blocking to open the game up. I expect growing pains. I don't expect to be world beaters, but for those in the sports media apparatus, like Shannon Sharp last year was critical of my team, but the offensive coordinator was on week 2. Keep that same energy. I don't want to be loved because it'll be fake love. Most likely, what kills more is all of a sudden jump on the bandwagon. I'm gonna be the security and throw you out in the puddle in the dark alley if I see you on the wagon afterwards.
Thank you, Chris.
He loves him some Saints. If you were at the NFL draft party we had at Trim Tab,
he was fired up.
He was so ticked off at who they drafted.
He wanted them to take Jalen Milroe.
He was not happy.
I will say a lot of the videos I've seen of Tyler Shough are like really bad.
Terrible.
not like, oh, that's rookie. Like, oh no, no. It's really bad.
They really gave him a lot of opportunities in week 1 of the preseason.
Well, they have to.
Well, I know they have to, but
yeah.
I was a little bit surprised because of potential injury.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. So
they'll just roll the dice with Spencer Rattler if they have to, I guess.
Did you see this yesterday? That a very familiar name is back in the coaching ranks in the Alabama high school.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw it.
Coosa Christian has hired Rush Propst.
Well, but isn't it a situation where their head coach got suspended for the entire season and now he got elevated to that position?
I know that the coach, yes, is serving a suspension, but I saw him as an interim.
Oh, the guy that got suspended?
No, Marco Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
He was the coach, Marco Bryant. He's the one that got suspended by the school.
No, was this the charter school that was going to open? This is a different one. Okay.
The other one was, I think, in Prattville.
Okay.
Do we know why he was suspended?
Coosa's been around for a while.
Was it like a recruiting thing or a?
I'm not familiar with that particular case.
Okay.
If I think Coosa is a 2A program.
I'm guessing ineligible player. That's just my guess.
That's what I was kind of going with.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, let's hope he had more success than he did at his last stop because I got to see that team in person, and they were not a good football team last year.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so it says this was an AHSAA statement.
It wasn't an eligible player.
Yeah.
There you go. Shocker.
They were banned from the postseason after an 8-2 season last year that included 1 forfeit loss from using an ineligible player.
And I think part of it was maybe past violations that had built up because of the severity of the suspension. Because normally if that happens, you don't see a coach that is suspended for what I'm reading here he is suspended for.
You know, I forgot that back in 2023, Probst was named for a very short time, he was named the head coach of Coosa Christian and athletics director. But he stepped down to take the job at Pell City. Pell City went 1-10.
Yeah, they were bad.
But Rush won 5 state championships at Hoover High School. He had it rolling.
The suspended formulating ineligible players